Heyo, your friendly neighborhood quarter guy here, and man, this has been a rough week in the entertainment industry as far as celebrity deaths go. I mean, it's like people who enjoy most forms of televised entertainment media lost something today. I mean, not today, but this past week. I mean, we had three high-profile deaths in the span of 24 hours. First, wrestling fans were saddened by the death of former female pro wrestler Chyna. Granted, it didn't hit me really too hard because I don't follow wrestling. And then later, we found out that musical artist Prince died. That was a pretty rough blow because he brought out some really influential songs out there. Remember Party Like It's 1999? Yeah, that was Prince. And then movie fans, especially Bond fans, were saddened to find out that one of the series' premier directors, Guy Hamilton, also died. I don't know about you, but that's quite the triple whammy. And on top of that, I later learned that on Monday, Arthur Anderson, who was the voice of Eustace in Courage the Cowardly Dog, he died on Monday as well. I mean, really? Is it just me, or is the Grim Reaper working overtime in the entertainment business right now? Man, it's heavy stuff, I tell ya. Anyways, in honor of Prince, for my Sunday stream this week, schedule permitting, of course, I'm gonna stream JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle Story Mode Part 5 Vento Oreo. No, not Oreo, Oreo. The reason for this is because the main character of that story arc, Giorno Giovanna, his stand is called Gold Experience. Yes, that's named after a Prince album. It's kind of a roundabout way. I'll try to start streaming at 3 p.m. Central Time. That's 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. And I'll still be taking donations for the Belgian Red Cross. So, and if time permits, I'll also do some Mortal Kombat 9 with Rain. Considering that Rain's color scheme is purple. And yes, this was intentional. Purple Rain. Also, later today, expect my new countdown. Top 10 Astral Heats Extend. That's gonna be fun. Hopefully I'll be able to look back on that one in a few years and be proud of it. Anyways, for my question of the week, I'd like to know, which celebrity death hit you the hardest? As always, leave your answers in the comments below. I'll pick my favorites and feature them on next week's episode. Here are last week's winners. And with that, time for the Fourth Wall Mailbag. As always, send me your questions via YouTube messages, go to my channel, click the About tab, click the Send Message button, and send me your questions. I'll pick the ones I feel I can give the best answers to and feature them on the next episode. This week's first question comes from Jack Stevenson, who asks, what is your favorite video game system? Personally, I would have to say the Nintendo GameCube, because it brought out some of my favorite games like Smash Bros. Melee, Mega Man X Command Mission, Batten Kaitos, Beautiful Joe. It had a lot of good games, but it just really wasn't appreciated by the gaming populace at large at least until later generations came out. It's a real shame, to be honest. But it was still a really enjoyable system, and it still has one of the best controllers in the business. Just feels so ergonomically good in your hands. Next question comes from Tengu Shadow 777, who asks, have you played Okamiden? Yes, I have. There were some good things I really liked about it, some things I didn't like quite as much. For example, it still has the stupid boss rush. Yeah, it's like, I like boss rushes in games where bosses can be beaten in a relatively short amount of time. But the thing is, in Okami and Okamiden, the bosses tend to take quite a while. And in cases like that, boss rushes really aren't effective. On the other hand, I do like how the DS handled the Celestial Brush. I think it was better to use a touchscreen than a Wii remote. Which is why I wish it would have been nice if Okami HD could have gotten released on the Wii U, because the gamepad would be perfect for the Celestial Brush. Certainly would be easier to draw circles. But on the other hand, Okamiden's graphics couldn't nearly stack up to on the Wii and PS2 because, well, it's the DS and it's not a spectacularly graphical system compared to its console counterparts. But I still enjoyed it. Next question comes from Alan Wright, who asks, any particular Mega Evolutions you want to see in Pokemon Sun and Moon? Ah yes, the issue of Mega Evolutions. I only have this to say regarding the mechanic. It's time to stop! I mean, I like the idea of Mega Evolutions at first, but as more Mega Evolutions were introduced for Pokemon that really didn't need them, it was beginning to look like Game Freak just wanted to, at least from my perspective, it was beginning to look like Game Freak was just trying to push the mechanic as hard as they could. Culminating in Mega Rayquaza, who doesn't even need a Mega Stone in order to Mega Evolve. It just needs one special signature flying type move and boom! Instant broken. Yeah. I think Mega Evolution is something that really could have worked if the right Pokemon had it. And instead of the Pokemon that didn't necessarily need it. I'll admit some Pokemon needed Mega Evolutions in order to be viable. I mean, from what I understand, Kangaskhan was hardly even viable before it got its Mega Evolution. But some Pokemon just didn't need them. I would rather see new evolutions to Pokemon that need them. Like Dunsparce. Next question comes from Juan Jose, who asks, hate to pester you about this, but is your Q review of Mega Man X7 happening eventually? Yes, it probably will. And the reason it hasn't happened yet was because, well, I made a provision on my Patreon page. Right now, it's a Patreon milestone. Once I reach $250 a month, I'll do the review. But the provision is, the milestone level has to stick until the end of the month before I do the review. Twice it's gone above the milestone, but in neither case has it stood. Either because people have had to dial back their pledges due to financial issues on their end, or, and this is the part I can't stand, there have been a couple troll patrons. People who will pretend to pledge a lot of money, only to pull it back before they have to pay. Those are the kind of patrons I cannot stand. So, if you're going to support my channel through Patreon, please be willing to commit at least to a month. Don't troll me, or any other people you support on Patreon, because that's just not cool. Last question this week comes from Megabytes456, who asks, Mega Man X8, Sonic 06, or Paper Mario Sticker Star? I'll go with Mega Man X8. You know, the one of those three that's actually good.